listening to the Ace Broadcasting Network. Sunday is a day to worship. Worship the gods of the gridiron. Heroes with names like Manning, Favre, Unitas, and Bradshaw. Then there are the other heroes. The ones who get shit-faced and eat buffalo wings while watching those heroes. Men with names like Carolla, Simmons, Damashek, and Cousin Sal. Every Sunday, these and other luminaries gather at Happy Ending in Hollywood. And every Monday, you will hear of their exploits with special guest Kevin Nealon. This is the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get it on. Mandate. Get it on. And welcome to another podcast from Happy Endings. Kevin Nealon.
Yes.
Dear friend Kevin Nealon in here. Yeah. A very sparse effort today in the crowd department. There was many more people here last week. Nothing to do with you personally, Kevin.
No, because you didn't advertise it.
I could see you taking it that way. Before we get started with Kevin, one of my favorite guests, and as I've always said, quietly one of the funniest men in Hollywood.
I think you said arguably. Not quietly.
I would say arguably, quietly, one of the funniest men in Hollywood.
In other words, almost non-existent.
Nobody knows it, even you don't. But God knows that you're one of the funniest men in Hollywood.
God knows, and that's the important one.
Right. Except for he doesn't exist. I want to talk about one of our sponsors, many of our sponsors. I should mention, I don't know if you're using Bing these days, but this is the next evolution. Do not call it a search engine. It's a decision engine. It thinks for you. And after all, I need to save my brain for more important things. Like we just got back from San Francisco, and I hopped on Bing to find some good Chinese food. And it gives you the ratings, and it gives you the reports, and it's more than just the address. It's a decision engine. It gives you all the different, all the different possibilities. It is Bing.com, and like I said, it's the next evolution. Not a search engine, a decision engine. Yes, and another decision made thanks to Bing. Wake up, Nealon.
What happened? What did I miss?
I was talking about Bing. Also, GoToMeeting. That's right. You guys, Nealon, you know what it's like. You're running a business. You're traveling from place to place. Oh, the expense, the airports, the pat downs. Mike August and I had to go through one of those scanning machines where they could see my botched circumcision.
Now you're doing this with your finger, like
yeah, the thing scanned.
Are you sure that wasn't a revolving door you went through at a hotel?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there was a doorman. You're right. I wouldn't have tipped the guy from the. You're right.
That is true. Some of the better airports have a doorman at the scanners.
Be nice. Yep, GoToMeeting. Here's the deal. You do not have to get on the airplane. You don't have to spend all the money. You just sign up for GoToMeeting. You can do it quite easily. Now, the way it works is whatever's on my computer can be on your computer, and you can be in Timbuktu.
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I've heard of that.
Or Kalamazoo.
What's that called?
That is GoToMeeting. So you're sitting around and you're having your meetings, and you don't have to show up in the flesh. You can be wearing your bunny slippers and just staying at home. 2 minutes to download, no problemo. You can try the thing for free just by going to GoToMeeting. GoToMeeting.com and click on the Try It Free button and type in the promo code Adam. Visit GoToMeeting.com. Try it 45 days free. 45 days free.
Why 45 and not 50?
You know why? Because we figured a month, not enough. 2 months. Come on, give me a break here.
I see the reasoning.
Let's call it 45.
That makes it.
Also, I should mention that Kevin Nealon is here to discuss a few things. Now he's perking up. They got the Long Beach Laugh Factory show, Friends of Big Joe, December 15th. Who's coming up on this show?
Well, Adam, it's funny you should ask me that because we have Nick Swartzen.
Sure, he's on fire, that
Nick
kid.
Swartzen's Pretend Time on Comedy Central in 911, Reno 911. We have Larry Miller, who you're familiar with.
Love that cat.
Yeah. We have Bob Duback and myself.
People, must say this. People are in love with weeds.
They do seem to like the show.
I mean, it's not surprising, but season 7 we're coming into. Can you believe that?
I can't believe it. You know, it seems like I just auditioned for that role, and I wasn't going to do it, but then my agent said, hey, everybody's auditioning now. You got to go audition.
Right.
So I went in there, and I was sitting in the room, and there was, you know, other actors I knew in there, and then there's people that just got off the bus that wanted to be actors that were auditioning for it.
There's an acting bus?
Yes. It's, well, it used to be an acting bus. Now it's the map to the stars' homes, you know,
Sure.
the star tours.
Yeah. Those guys, I see those guys in front of my house every once in a while.
You know what? My wife bought one of those maps to the stars' homes the other day, and they're really beneficial because you have a lot of friends, like especially this time of the year, you don't know where they live, their address,
Sure.
for Christmas cards.
Sure.
And it tells you exactly their address.
Yeah. You want to get Sandler, a nice bottle of Cutty Sark for the holidays, but it's not in the computer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always want, you know, there's obviously a cutoff with those maps.
Yes.
And I'm figuring like you and me may be that cutoff. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you are.
Are you on it?
I am on it only because I wrote my name in it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you lobbied for it.
And
then.
I stood on the corner and I took all their maps and wrote my name in each one.
Oh, okay. All right. So then they
But,
do know where you
but you
live.
are right. There is a cutoff. And you'd be surprised at some of the celebrities they have on there. And then they keep some of the old homes on there. It said, used to be Red Skeleton's home.
Right.
Or something, you know.
Right. And you know, actually, you know what'd be nice? You know what'd be a nice little weird collection is the map of the stars' homes, because this has been going on for probably 30 or 40 years in this city, easily, maybe 50 years. Maps of the stars' home, like one every year, you know. It'd be fun to look at one from 1963.
Yeah.
And Ruth Buzzy
Yeah.
is living over here. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? Just crazy names from days of yore.
Yeah. But they do show just one area, like they show the Bel Air area. And if you live outside of that area, I don't know if they put your address there or what. But also they give other information, like some of the hot spots in town where you might see a celebrity.
Yeah.
All the big attractions in town. It's
Sure.
really quite... I'm on a monthly subscription now to the map.
Yeah, evidently. So I should tell everyone that we just got back from playing Cobb's in San Francisco, where Mike August, I need you to back me up on this one, had our first audience member freak out.
What happened?
Had to call the cops. Well, first off, couple of great things. This is why Mike August, who's up there to your right, is awesome. He says, I say to him, what are we doing over at Cobb's? He says, 2 shows Thursday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
Really?
Yeah. I said, all right. It's a pretty big room. What time are the shows? He said, 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. I said, okay. I hope we're going through Burbank, because getting out of L.A. always sucks.
Yeah.
You know, L.A. to San Francisco, you want to fly out of Burbank. He says, flying L.A., we're flying Burbank to San Francisco for an 8 o'clock show on Thursday and a 10 o'clock. Well, he's wrong on a couple of things. First off, the show's not at 8 o'clock. It's at 7:30. And then secondly, we're flying out of LAX. And he says, and boy, do you not know this town, we have a 5 p.m. flight out of LAX. He says, I'll meet you at your house at 3:45.
That's cutting it close.
Cutting it close in this goddamn town. I say, and by the way, when I'm the guy who says make it 3:30, you know you're delinquent, because I'm usually the guy who's pushing back. We get in the car, we're fighting traffic all the way there. We're hauling ass. There's a wreck on the 110. We finally get in, and sorry.
What time did we arrive at the airport?
We did arrive at like 4:42 or something like that.
4:41.
All
Do you
right.
guys get you get that blue shuttle bus, the airport shuttle down there? or
No,
just
we
you have a
got.
driver?
We have my assistant drop this right off in the front. I
Oh,
threw
you
him
have
the
an assistant.
keys, and we got there, and of course the flight was delayed.
We walked up to the gate though at 10 to 5.
Right, but the flight-
Beautiful.
The flight was
Perfect.
delayed, and they said it's a 20-minute delay. And I said to Mike, it's never 20 minutes. This is how you boil a frog. You see what I'm saying? It's 20 minutes, and it's 2 hours in increments of 20. They break it off into like if I said, I want you to eat this telephone book, you couldn't do it.
Not in one
But if I
sitting, yeah.
broke off just a little bit and made us put it in your smoothie every morning,
Yeah.
eventually you'd shit in a telephone book. You see what I'm saying?
If I was regular, yeah.
Yeah, if you're regular, yeah.
And
You
it would
seem
not
like a
be it
regular
would
guy.
not be in alphabetical order either.
No, I wouldn't lay it out in your smoothie that way, or your omelet, or whatever. Whatever I was putting it. This is how the airlines do it. They know if they go, "Hey, it's a 2-hour delay," you're gonna go, "What the fuck?" But if they go 20 minutes, oop, another 20 minutes. Oh, another 20. It's bite-sized pieces now.
What if I called somebody that was listed in the Yellow Pages, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they say, "How did you find our listing?" I'd say, "Well, I found it in a big piece of crap."
Yeah, found it in the toilet. So I'm not really. It's just a metaphor. I'm not going to feed you a phone book.
Okay,
yeah.
Stop worrying
I
about
know.
that then.
So
The binding would be difficult
yeah,
to get down.
yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
'Cause that's where all the glue is.
No, I know, and there's a lot of color ads these days too that don't go
Oh.
down so easily.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the flight, now we have a 5:05 flight, and now we have a 7:30 show in the middle of the city, and we're cutting it a little bit close, but now the flight's been delayed 20 minutes, and then it's been
Was it
delayed.
20?
No.
How-
What
when
I
did it
say,
actually
Mike,
leave?
when they said 20 minutes,
What time did it leave?
I said, not going to be 20
What
minutes.
time? How many minutes
A
was it?
little more than an hour.
So that
Now
puts you at
we have a
6.
7:30 show. We have a 7:30 show and a 9:30 show, and we're in LA at 6 p.m. I'm supposed to be on stage in San Francisco at 7:30, and we end up getting there, and we start the 7:30 show about 8:15 or so. It goes fine. One guy gets kicked out. One guy gets asked to leave.
Why?
Drunken guy, was from North Hollywood. By the way, that part where you're from the same place the comedian is from, highly overrated. You know what I mean? Like, hey!
That's
I
right.
come from the same patch of land you come from. Like, oh, who gives a fuck? By the way, like you liked anyone you went to high school with anyway. And by the way, it's never like they were in your class. They were there 10 years earlier or 10 years later, but still somehow, in this guy's mind, we're like blood brothers because he grew up on Lancashire and Victory, and I grew up on, Colfax and Riverside. So I was like, and he just kept yelling. He worked at the Malibu golf course, the putt-putt golf course.
Yeah.
And I was like, I went there. "Hey!" He was the guy handing out putters.
All right.
I was like, no better hander-outer of putters than, and he just kept screaming. And then eventually, the bouncers surrounded him, but he was 6 inches taller than all of them and had 100 pounds on all of them, so they didn't really remove him. They just stood around him while he just kept yelling. And then he yelled out, "Look how short these bouncers are." And then I yelled from stage, "How tall is Mike Tyson?" And then they continued to stand around him for about another 15 minutes, and eventually they coaxed him out of the club. And the following night at the 8 o'clock show, there was a chick, cute, covered with tattoos, but attractive. Like, his pretty face, probably.
You can get rid of the tattoos.
Yep, but you can't get rid of the attitude. And there's no laser that can remove attitude, Nealon.
Well, I was thinking of makeup.
Oh, yeah, makeup will do that. Oh, I see, not
Because
laser.
you might want
yeah.
tattoos later.
Yeah. She was, I don't know, 30 years old, attractive, not, semi kind of petite, nice body, sitting right up front with her little boots up on stage.
Oh,
Now,
I
when
know
you
who
do
you're talking
stand-up,
about. I know who you're
you what I'm
talking about.
Do you get pissed when you do stand-up and someone is sitting with their boots on, like literally on the stage, higher than their forehead, like when you're doing your shit?
It is a little distracting, but you know what the old comics used to say to them? Are you in show business? And they
Right.
go, no. Then get your feet off the stage.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not that old, so I let her put her feet on stage. And she was all right. She was clearly altered. And then as the night wore on, she got a little further gone, And then there was that moment that you've probably had, which is you realize there's probably only 5-10 minutes left in the show. Maybe we shouldn't. It's sort of that thing of, I got to piss really bad, but I'm close to my house.
Yeah.
Why pull over at a gas station or a shrub? I think I can make it.
Yeah, you
I think
ignore them.
we can get through this without pulling her out of the crowd. And a bouncer came over and got down on one knee sort of behind her and gave her a little reel-it-in conversation. But we finished the show without her getting tossed out. And then I went upstairs. You've been to Cobb's, right? Went up to the green room, and as Mike and I were up there, we heard her screaming downstairs, screaming her brains out. And then at a certain